and all they were doing was arguing with each other. This is what Jehovah's Witnesses do, and there's no love there, and it's so sad, you know. Hi everyone, it's been a long time, but I have a reason why. And welcome if you guys are new here, because I have a lot of new followers now on TikTok. Do you guys see that? 1,036 followers. And you guys are like, where have you been? Well, I've been busy. I even got a pointer. Look at this, how busy. Look at 10K on one video. If you guys want to look here, look, I'll even play a little snippet.
I want to give credit to where credit is owed. I have one of my followers, Cece, who brought up this scripture, and she told me you have to read it, and I'm like, wow, mind blown. I'm gonna put the emoji in there for you guys later. Anyways, let's go ahead and read it. It says, Jehovah says, this people approaches me with their mouth, and they honor me with their lips. But listen to this. But their heart is far removed from me. Look at this second part. This is wild right here. Wild. And their fear of me is based on commands of men. Men that they have been taught. Fear and commands of men. Those are key words there.
Who does that remind you of?
I just wanted to bring this up.
Isn't that so cool? So yes, I've been very busy with my new TikTok. I opened it a while ago, but my daughter's like, Mom, I think you're gonna have a better response if you do the TikTok. So, and I know I have a lot of people saying, where you been? How come you're hiding? I'm not hiding. I've been busy. It takes time to do these videos and research. And so in the beginning part of my video, I was actually doing the New World Order New Translation book. I don't call it a Bible because I don't consider that a Bible. And after a few, I was getting tons of Jehovah's Witnesses responding, commenting, and it's funny because they want to rebuttal. They always want to do a challenge, and it's like a battle, like back and forth. And you know, I try to show them love and kindness, and you know, we have nothing but love for them. But unfortunately, you know, their true colors come out, and it's sad because I even have a video recording where there was a live chat, and all they were doing was arguing with each other. This is what Jehovah's Witnesses do, and there's no love there, and it's so sad, you know. And I have a recent story, you know, my mother, my dear mother, you guys all know she's been in 50 plus years. And you know, she puts Jehovah first. It's not Jehovah, she puts the organization first. She puts those governing bodies first. And so my daughter had a recital at school. She was very excited, so proud. And I'm so proud of her as a mommy. And I just thought maybe my mom would have, you know, a change of heart. No, she didn't. And you would think because her other grandchildren don't really talk to her, and a few don't even call her by her grandma name. It's her first name, which is sad. And so she, you know, leading up, I'm thinking, okay, cool. She hasn't asked me any questions about this, you know, recital. So I'm thinking, okay, hopefully, because it was during the holidays, and I'm thinking, okay, she's not going to ask. Okay, cool. It was down to the last day. And I'm like, oh, is this Christmas? Is it about Christmas? I'm like, here we go. So I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, I can lie, but like my conscience would have killed me, you know, because even one of my friends who's an XJW, he's like, well, why did you tell her? And I'm like, Because then she probably would have started shunning me again. I don't know. And so my daughter was very upset, and she even said, I said, Grandma's, texting, asking about your event. And she told me, give me the phone. She was so upset. She goes, let me talk to her. And so she's texting her, and it's like back and forth, back and forth. Grandma, you don't understand. This means a lot to me. You're just supporting me. You're not participating. You're only I want you there. You're never in the family pictures, which is true. She's in none of them, hardly any. And so it really broke my daughter's heart, and she finally told her, no, I can't. And my daughter started like giving her scriptures, and that was when she shut down. It was just so frustrating. But my daughter was cleaning out her room the other day, and matter of fact, let me get it. I'm going to show you right now. So my daughter's like, Mom, I found this, and it's a snow globe, and my mom gave this to her. And look it says, my granddaughter, my shining star. You are my shining star, and I love you. And my daughter's like, Mom, here. I don't want it. I don't care what you do with it. I don't want it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Do you know, that broke my heart. It really broke my heart, because we have come full circle. The whole shunning, she did it for 11, almost going 12 years. She was shunning me, but my kids were still talking to her. And just last year, it's actually a full year. It's been a full year, because it was last year this time. And my mom, I took her to lunch. I invited her, I gave her the olive branch. She came. And she sat there across from the table, was in tears, literally shaking, and she was telling me she was sorry and for shunning me for so long. And then she even apologized to me and said, you know what, you're a really good mom. And that was like, wow, finally I get some type of credit. But then this whole thing happened, and I'm like, oh my. So it's like we went backwards because of that incident. And the other day she's like, and I catch her because she does this a lot, where she'll say, oh, hey, did you call me? And I think that's her way of reaching out, because I haven't talked to her in a while. And because there's things she says and it triggers me, and I'm like, oh, I don't have to deal with this, and like I tell you, we came full circle, because she wasn't doing well, but we got her on the right track as far as health concerns, But the thing is that I don't know. I mean, so she calls me that day, and then saying, I didn't call you, but it's okay. How's it going, Mom? We start talking about her appointments for the doctors, and then she's like, hey, how's my baby girl? Meaning my daughter, right? And I said, oh, she's great. And she asked me, can I call her? And I said, well, she probably won't want to talk to you. And I was being honest. My daughter will not talk to her. And I keep, having to remind my daughter, it's not Grandma. That is not, it's the organization. She's under this spell. And that's not your grandma. And I wish, I don't think my daughter's ever known the cool grandma. Like back in the day, my mom was like the favorite aunt. She was the cool mom, well, not to me, because, we kind of bump heads. Even when I would ask her, hey, can I go out and party, and there'd be times she'd say yes, and then sometimes no, and we're constantly arguing. And so, yeah, I don't think my daughter ever met the cool grandma. I mean, she met the grandma after, but she was already in the organization, back in the organization, because remember, she was inactive for a while. She went back, but she didn't get to meet the actual cool grandma, where we had a house. It was a 2-story with a pool, and all the friends and family would come over, and it was a big old production because my dad would be barbecuing, my mom would be in the kitchen, and my dad with his video camera filming everybody, and it was so cool. Those were good times, and my daughter didn't get to see that fun loving grandma, you know, and she's got the Jehovah's Witness grandma, which is no fun. Do you know any JWs that are fun? I don't know any that were fun. I know there was a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors, you know. They weren't showing their true colors, but anywho, so that's what's been going on. So I don't know. You know, I mean, for my first couple of videos, it's been a year. So what? That's been October when I started a year ago. In a few months, I started my YouTube channel. But like I said, my TikTok took off. I don't know. I'm at 1,000 followers, 10,000 views, probably more than that. That's 6,000 likes. And so I'm just going to keep working on this. And every so often I'll chime in with you guys and say, hey, this is what's up. This, you know, something new, a new story. Or if you guys ever want to go to my TikTok video, look at, there it is. You guys can go to it. So if you guys have any questions in the comments, don't forget to follow. Go to my TikTok if you want. But yeah, that's the crazy thing. And yeah, you should check out my TikToks. They're pretty funny because, I mean, I got some J-Dubs commenting, and Papacito was one of them. Oh man, that guy would not let up for nothing. He kept like trying to bash me, put me down. And matter of fact, I joined a live with another XJW, and we were talking, and he, lo and behold, guess who comes in the live chat? Papacito. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, dude, shut up already. Like, and it's funny because I'm like, oh, you know, we're just here showing you love. We have no hate for you guys. You know, you guys are taught that, you know, by the organization or the elders or the, you know, governing body that we're demonic and we hate you all, which is, it's horrible that they put these things in their brain, you know. And there was something else I was going to talk about, and I just can't figure it out. Wait, hold on. Okay. I want to talk about this new book I got, and I've been sharing this on my TikTok, and it talks about religion and cults and stuff like that. And so, like, I'm going through the book, and I go, oh, what religion's in here? And I'm going through them, and I go, I'm like, what? Jehovah's Witnesses are in here? They're considered a cult? Yes. And it's crazy because we sit there and we don't realize until after we're out, we're like, oh my gosh, we were in a cult. I was in a cult. That's the last thing I would have thought, that I was in a cult, you know, because when I was growing up, I used to look up to my mom. I used to be like, man, my mom's so smart, and she's so successful. Like, she can do anything, and she raised 4 kids and became like, what did she do? She was a school bus driver, and then she became, she started working for the post office, became a supervisor, and, you know, and I'm like, man, she's so smart, and she's so like, but at the end of the day, she was following a cult. She was brainwashed. And it's funny because in my TikTok, I get a lot of them saying, we're not brainwashed. I'm like, oh yeah, you are. Because I was. I definitely know I was. Real quick, I wanted to read the book. So there was, I think, like 4 or 5 topics on here. And so one of them, the first one is, God's true name is Jehovah. So it does like a good question to ask a Jehovah's Witness. Like, it'll say, if the name Jehovah didn't exist until the Middle Ages, how could it be God's original name, right? Next question, if the New Testament writers didn't use the word Jehovah, should Christians be required to? And it says, a suggested response to a Jehovah's Witness, something to tell them. It's not Jewish scholars point out that pronouncing God's name, it's YHWH, as Jehovah, it's grammatically, I said it perfect the other day. I struggle with words. I got a list, but it's hard. Anyways, who cares? Impossible. So most agree the closer pronunciation is Yahweh, right? Yahweh. We have to breathe out and in. The word Jehovah didn't even exist until the Middle Ages, when scribes combined the letters of YHWH with the vowels of Adonia, Lord. It says, most importantly, the New Testament never insists on one exact pronunciation. The inspired writers use the Greek word kyrios, it's Kyrios, Lord, hundreds of times, even when quoting Old Testament verses that contained YHWH. And Jesus taught us to pray our Father in Matthew 6:9, showing that what matters most in relationship is not syllables. It's mostly the and I have made a video about that, stating that how we actually have the most important thing is the relationship with Jesus, right? And it's not about the name, it's the relationship. And then the other thing, they talk about, oh, paradise, right? So I've been researching on that, how paradise, it's only mentioned 1 or 2 times, and in my TikTok video I talk about how renew the earth. No, it was not renewing the earth. It's a brand new earth, and it says how it's going to be destroyed, like it's a brand new earth, brand new heaven, another heaven's going to come down. And Surviving Paradise, he's another YouTuber, and he explains it perfect to the T. And he was the only one that I was able to understand the logic and really understand the whole meaning and what it meant, right? Because we're taught and brainwashed, because remember, we have to detox the whole paradise idea that we're going to live on earth and we're going to bury the dead, right? Is that what it was? Bury the dead. And we were going to build our houses and help each other. Hey, okay, I got a question for everybody. If we were sitting there building houses and helping everybody, what makes us think that those brothers and sisters that we supposedly were in the congregation, we're going to help build our houses, if we can't even get them to go? Like, so my mom was, she was in the hospital years ago, and do you think one of the Jehovah's Witnesses came to visit her? Nope, not one. She could have been on her deathbed and nobody came to visit her. So what makes me think that a Jehovah's Witness in paradise is going to help build my house, right? There's no such thing. It's not going to happen and never will happen. Thank goodness, because I don't think anybody will come help build my house if I was in paradise. I'm just being honest, okay? And I think all you guys know the truth. So anyways, I wanted to go back to the book. Okay, so the next one is Jesus, Michael, the archangel, the first created being. Oh my God, that's such a joke. Okay, next one was going to be the Trinity is a pagan invitation. And it's funny because I didn't, we're all taught, oh no, how can it be 3 in 1? It's not the same God, blah, 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 whatever. And I remember a lot of the Jehovah's Witness books would have like three heads, like 3 kings, and it's like, or 3 gods, and it would show kind of like one, and I'm like, it was so weird. But now when I've been taught or explained, or I've done my research and read that they're their own entity, it's like we got God as the head, the husband and the wife, same thing, 3 in 1. They don't work without all 3 of them, right? Anyways, number 4, chapter 4, the Holy Spirit is an impersonal force, not God. That was another thing. Like, we were taught like, oh, it's just God's active force. No, he's an actual person. There is so many, identities, like as they call him as he's a he, and he can be lied to, he can tell you what to do, you know. And there's just so many things that I didn't know about the Holy Spirit. It's so cool, you know. So anyways, was that the last one? Oh, one more. Only 144 go to heaven, the rest will live forever on earth. Okay, that's a joke. Because remember, I told you there's no paradise. So, and then that's the Gentiles. The Gentiles are going to be the ones living in heaven with the rest of the Israelites, right? You got to be Jewish descent. There you go. So, yeah, I got into that too. And anyways, it was a very interesting book. Oh, there's one last one. I forgot there was number 6, chapter 6. Oh, there's 7 too. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting. Okay, there is no hell. The wicked are just annihilated. That's where I got my nightmares from. Okay, the next one. Jesus did not rise bodily, only spiritually. Yeah, okay, whatever. But anyways, so that was it. That was the last one. Yeah, this is a really interesting book. I actually have some other religions in here that I wanted to go over. I touched a little bit on the New Age. It's a lot of New Age now, even though it's been around for a while. I didn't realize that. It talks about Catholic, Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, Mormonism. They're kind of similar to the Jehovah's Witnesses, which is interesting. I didn't know that the Jehovah's Witnesses actually that the Mormons, that they believe that Satan is Jesus's brother or vice versa. I never knew that. Interesting, right? Anywho, it was nice being on here again. I haven't did this in a while. I had promised my followers on TikTok that I was gonna go live. I haven't did a live. I mean, if I can do it here, I can do it on there, right? But it's live. Here, I'm just recording and then I upload it. But on my TikTok, you guys follow, support me, pray for me. There's a lot of girls doing it. I'm like, how do they do it? Because I mean, I've tried doing a live on here on YouTube, and it's just on here on YouTube. Oh, there, yeah, on YouTube. But it's like, I don't know. It's like I run out of things to say, and I don't know. I just have to bring up some subjects that some girl goes, oh, what I do is I go to GPT chat. Is that what you call it? Yeah, the chat app. And she said to print out questions during a live. So I think I'll do that and see. Hopefully that works. So anyways, if you guys have any ideas, comments, don't forget to follow, share, like, and share. And maybe I'll pass that threshold of 530 I'm at, or 550. I don't even know anymore. I lost count. It's been so long I've been on YouTube. But anyways, I love you. Whoever who follows up with me and tries to, see how I'm doing. Thanks. Appreciate it. Anyways, I hope you guys are all doing good. And till then, or I'll see you in paradise.